Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I've missed you guys. I'm doing a car chat because life right now is not allowing me to go live or upload videos, so I have a lot to talk about. I don't know if my phone will run out before I'm finished, because what I did was I transferred all my photos and videos from my phone to my computer, and I emptied all of them out on my phone so that I would have enough memory or space to record this video while I'm driving. So anyway, hopefully I can talk to you guys for a while. Alright, so most important thing I want to tell you guys is thank you so much for your prayers for my dad. He was in rehab for about 2 weeks after having a stent put in his heart. He passed out because of his heart. He fell in the bathroom. He hit his head. He had 7 staples put in his head. He had a concussion. He had a brain bleed that we were not told about. He broke 4 ribs and broke his clavicle and pierced a lung, which we were not told about until later. So this is going to be a little bit of a vent at the beginning about the medical treatment in this country. It sucks, and procedures basically suck. I'm not going to tell you where he is, but this hospital is not known for great treatment. But we really didn't have a choice because it was the closest head trauma center to where he lived, and they had to get him there right away. At the time, they didn't know it was his heart, but even if they knew that, they would have taken him to the head trauma center. So the nurses have been nice, actually. A lot of them are overworked. You can definitely tell a difference when you go to from a medical floor to a rehab floor, because it's much more relaxed. The nurses don't have, IVs to check and, all these medical procedures to do. And so they really take time with the patients. My dad would tell them stories, and they would just stand there and listen like they had all the time in the world. And so it's much more relaxed on the rehab floor. So, but one thing that can happen when you get a punctured lung is you can get pneumonia. And they told us about a week ago that he had pneumonia. He didn't present like he had pneumonia. I mean, he was coughing up a little bit, but he was having no trouble breathing or anything. So they were treating it with antibiotics, but it got worse. And so starting Sunday, probably late Saturday, early Sunday, he started hallucinating. And he got really, really bad. And we were not able to control him. He was trying to get out of bed, and my mom and I couldn't even keep him. So anyway, he was hallucinating so badly, and so they ended up sending him to ICU. And it took us like 2 days to see a doctor. This is my issue. It took us about 2 days to see a doctor that actually told us what was going on, and they said it was the infection that caused the hallucinations. But before, we were given all these possible reasons, like a UTI, or his bowels weren't moving as well, and there's toxins in his body, and that was causing the hallucinations, when actually it was the pneumonia. That's what we finally got. But I'm recording this today, Friday the 23rd of December. Okay, so today was 48 hours since we'd actually talked to a doctor. 48 hours. And they kept telling me I needed to come at 10, and the doctor would be on the floor in ICU at 10. But I was never able to get there right at 10 because, I'm with my mom trying to get everything ready. We never did make it right at 10. And so every time I'd come, they'd say, well, doctor be here at 3. Well, we get there at 3, no doctor. Or there'd be a doctor that didn't know my dad's case. So bottom line, it took over 48 hours. We talked to a doctor today at 1 o'clock. So 50 hours. And the only reason we were able to talk to this doctor is a friend of my mom's actually happened to be working in that unit, and we told her our situation, and she said, I'll get a doctor. So that's how we got to see a doctor finally. And so now they want to send him back to rehab on Christmas or the day after Christmas. And I'm getting a phone call. Okay, I think I'm going again. I had a phone call. So many messages, so many phone calls to deal with. Okay, I'm trying to get home. I got one more stop to make for dog food. Let's get off the medical stuff for a second, and let's talk about eBay. Poshmark, I'm not even going to talk about, because that's 4-day handling at least. I was good there. But when I realized that I was going to have to go up there and stay, I had a decision to make, which always comes up when I have to go out of town. So this is, how to keep your store alive, basically, when you have a crisis in your family and you can't be home. So what I did was, I only had one unpaid item, and if they would have paid on Wednesday, I would have had to ship it on Friday, today, which I couldn't have. I have 2-day handling, by the way. So I messaged her and I told her I had a family emergency. I was leaving at 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, and if she could not pay by then, that I was going to cancel the order. I was going to relist the item at 4-day handling, and she could repurchase it. I said, thank you so much for being so understanding. This cannot be helped, but we want to keep our store in good standing with eBay. So luckily when I got up in the morning, she had paid, so that was great. She paid. I shipped it. Then I went into my store. I have like 3,200, almost 3,300 items in my store. Well, they only let you edit 2,000 at a time. So I pulled up the first 2,000 in my bulk editor, went to my handling time, changed it to 2-day, and it showed 2-day. I hit, submit. It says 2,000 listings have changed to 2-day. Then I went down and I edited the remaining items in my store to 2-day. Phone call again. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so I went to the remaining items in my store. I changed, edited 2-day handling, 4-day handling, hit go, said it took them. Then I went to my active listings and I searched my handling time, 4-day. Is that true? No, I searched 2-day, which is my original, and like 800 and something items came up. They didn't change 800 and something items. So I was like, okay, said it changed them. So then I waited a while. Actually, I think it said I had over 1,000. So I waited about 10 minutes. I went back in again. I searched again for 2-day. There was like 800 and something items. So I kept checking, and those never did switch over to 4-day. So here's what I did, guys. I went to my seller hub, and I saw that I have like 5,000 listings left this month for free. I end 200 every day and relist them. So I had to be sure I had enough. I did. So I went back over. I found those 887 listings that still had 2-day. I ended all of those listings and I relisted them 200 at a time. So I ended them 200 at a time and I relisted them 200 at a time. And when I relisted them as 4-day handling. I hope this is making sense because I'm trying to drive in traffic. Then I went back to my active listings. I pulled up all 32-something hundred listings and I typed in 2-day handling, and none of them came up. That means they all changed, or now changed to 4-day. Okay, then I had drafts. Okay, I've been letting 10 go live a day. But right before I left to come up here, I only had 27 drafts. Only 10 of them had pictures. So I thought, okay, how can I do this? Because every day you need to try to draft the same number, let a certain number go live every day. So I said, okay, instead of 10 a day, I'm going to let 5 a day go live. That would give me at least 5 days. 5 times 5 is 25. So I let 5 go live the first day. I had about, 15 that didn't have pictures yet. I had taken the pictures, but I hadn't put them in the drafts yet and cross-listed a Poshmark. So I put all those clothes in a garbage bag, took them up to my mom's, and over the last couple of nights, I completed the drafts. I went into every single draft, all 27, and changed the handling time to 4 days. And so I wouldn't have to have that problem. So every day now I've been doing 5. And so I'm almost out of drafts completely. I think I have enough until Sunday, Christmas. And then I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to be stuck. But that's what I did to keep my store moving. Normally I reset my sale every single day. I put my new sale for the next day. Before I left, I set my sale, and it doesn't end until Christmas, I think Monday at 3 a.m., the 26th. Another thing I did was I set my coupons. Usually I set my coupon for the next day. I set them like 3 or 4 days of coupons already. So I've written down which ones I've done. Just trying to get things that I do in my eBay morning maintenance routine done all at one shot. If y'all haven't seen my eBay maintenance routine video, it's awesome. You should go see it. Okay, so now my plan is tonight when I get home and spend time with my family. I haven't seen my family in like 3 days. My immediate family. My dog's been sick because she misses me. She's got anxiety. She's not eating. After I spend some time with the family, I'm going to print the labels out for all the drafts that I made at my mom's, put all those things away, and then I'm going to take tags off. Now, I have about 7 bags of clothes in my trunk. I also have about 7 bags of clothes in the house. I'm going to detag a bunch of them tonight after I spend time with my, good quality time with my family. Detag, and I'm going to take photos. I've already printed out probably 45 or 50 inventory sheets. I thought I was going to get to do that at my mom's, and it just didn't happen. I have done absolutely no work from my boss since I was there Monday morning. All this happened Monday morning when I was at work. They called me and said, Dad doesn't know who he is, he doesn't know where he is, and he's hallucinating. So I left work. I just told my boss, I'm out of here. It was about 11. So I left everything. And so I have not done any work since Monday morning at all. I've probably got, my assistant's been trying to screen emails for me, but I've probably got a good 300 to go through eventually. But I'm supposed to be off today, so I'm not going to do any work today. Guys, these are kind of things you need to think about for family emergencies. Like, I had a practice routine when I went to see Sharon in September. I had to do all this when I was going to be gone. But, like I think I told you on one of my live streams, it's nice to have this procedure already done so that when you have an emergency, you know exactly what to do. Like, I knew exactly what I needed to do in my store. I told Sharon, I said, it would probably be easier for me if I just took everything down off of eBay and put my Poshmark on vacation. And she's like, don't you dare do that, Beth. And it's not that you won't sell when you turn it back on. It's just that you won't have as much activity, and so it's harder to get started again if you just shut everything down in all 3,200 something listings. It's really not a good idea. If you want to start making sales again quickly, it's really not a good idea. But that's how I was feeling at first, and I thought, no, I'm going to just trust that in 4 days handling, which, there's a holiday, so Monday there's no mail, so really I got even though it's 4-day handling, I really got 6 days to ship. I really felt like sometime in between there, I would be able to come home and do my shipping. I'd probably have to leave after I shipped, but I'm an hour away, so I could drive home, get everything put in the packages, and then just give them to Jania and tell her to put them on the porch on, Tuesday. So I really felt like 4 day was good. Okay, then so yesterday I was like, okay, it's Thursday. So if anybody buys something on Thursday, I don't have to ship it till Tuesday. So that means I can take everything back to 2-day handling. So I was excited. So then I had to go through the whole thing all over again, change everything to 2-day handling. Well, it didn't change them all. I had to end I think I ended 1,000 this time, because it just wouldn't take it. This is why I don't trust time away. I've heard that it's been better, but I don't trust time away that it's going to change my handling. I mean, I'm telling them to change my handling manually, and it's still not changing it. So why is time away going to do it? And the other thing about time away is anybody that's, looking at it and then they come back and buy it, if your store was on 2-day handling, that's what they're going to see. So you're going to get screwed. So this way at least you don't get screwed, because you're doing it manually. And I hope that's making sense, guys. And if you have any questions, if this isn't making sense, I totally understand, because I can't show you the screen. I think we've talked about this before, but anyway, this is how I'm doing it. Printing out things, taking them to my mom's, taking the clothes up there. I don't know. It just normally, another thing I would normally do, if the lady hadn't paid, I would have taken it with me. And then when she paid, I would have taken it to a post office and mailed it. But when you have a family emergency and you're sitting at the hospital all day, you can't really go down to a post office. You're just like, okay, I'm going to leave and go to the post office. No, that's not really cool. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. I miss you guys so much. I miss talking to you, and miss showing you what I got. And, who knows? May be able to do a haul video soon. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. My dad has a long road to go, and a lot of family meetings and stuff about what we're going to do. And I don't know. I think life for us and our family is going to be a lot different in 2023. And I've been thinking about, my business, because I was telling my wife, I said, I may not have enough money at the end of the month to pay my portion of the bills. And I hope you understand that. And she's like, well, that's exactly why you're keeping your job. Because if you didn't have a job and this happened, we would be relying solely on your eBay and Poshmark sales, and we would kind of be a little bit screwed. So, we both got bonuses this month for Christmas. So I think I'm going to be okay. At first I thought I was going to be like about $200 short. And I do have some savings, but guys, you can't tell her. Well, she won't see this video before Christmas. I bought her a computer, and I bought myself a computer. So that came out of my eBay savings. So that kind of, drained a lot. I bought 2 Lenovo Yogas. Hers is only 16 gigs, and mine's 32 gigs. But she just does work on her. She doesn't do YouTube or have a lot of photos and videos and stuff. So she's going to be very surprised, because we talked about her buying one with our funds, but I bought it with my eBay, and it just makes me so proud and so happy that I was able to purchase it, with my money. I mean, I call it my money, but eBay money. So anyway, so I looked at my account this morning, and I think with Poshmark and eBay, if I don't, buy anything else in the next 7 days, where we're getting close to end of the year, I should have enough to cover the bills. And I like to keep $1,000 in my checking account at all times, so that will go towards inventory. So at the end of every month, I take anything in excess of $1,000 and I put it in my savings account, and I always leave $1,000 at the beginning of the month, and I try to end it with $1,000. So everything extra goes into savings. That's just how I do it. That's how I've always done it. And I know I did buy StreamYard, a whole year of StreamYard last month, and that was over $200. But I love YouTube. I love YouTube because it lets me do creative things. It lets me socialize, and it's a hobby for me. But I like to, share what I'm learning about online reselling with other people, and spend time with people. And so I figure, you know what, the $200 is worth it because I can play my intros and extras, and there will not be any lag. And see, now I'm getting a text message like, my phone goes off constantly right now. People are wondering, how is he? It changes so much, his condition, that I've had to just send like group text. And that's another one going off. How is he? I don't know. It can only be. I feel like I'm. Oh, and I do have news. I'm getting, my granddaughter's going to be born in January. By the way, her due date is the 14th. The baby's already dropped. So if you want to make a guess on which date she's going to be born, just put that down in the comments. I guessed the 7th. I'm hoping that we're through any crisis with my dad before the baby's born, because my plan is to go and stay a week. Then I found out a couple of days ago that my other daughter is going to have another baby in July 9th. So that's going to be 5 grandbabies. So we'll have 2 boys, 2 girls, and 1 unknown at this point. So we are beyond excited. I never thought I would ever have 5 grandchildren. Never in a million years thought I would be the grandmother of 5 grandchildren. That's another thing you guys have been asking, like, what can you pray for and stuff. In addition to my dad, and especially my mom's having a really, really stressful time. Pray for a safe delivery for my daughter and baby E. I don't want to tell you her name yet, but I will say that they are putting my name in her name. Her middle name is my middle name, so I'm excited about that. But it's not Gertrude, guys. They decided against Gertrude. They decided against, what was that other one they were going to do? Mabel. They decided against Mabel, but it is an old name. And what's funny is it's the name of my mother's aunt, who she liked her, but she was kind of mean. And my mother's like, oh no, that was my aunt's name. And I said, hey, when you see this baby, you're not going to think of your aunt. You're going to think of your great-great-granddaughter. She's not going to be a mean baby. So anyway, trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Hope you have all your presents wrapped. If Tamara watches this, Tamara, Yellow Brick Road Reselling, I hope your mom is doing well. Her mom had a medical emergency as well this past week, and she's dealing with the medical system. And man, guys, the medical system in this country is screwed up. Like, they put a heart monitor on my dad on December 9th, and we were supposed to take it off because they thought he would be home by now, right? We were supposed to take it off and mail it back tomorrow, but he's in ICU now. So we took it off. Well, we wanted to take it off, but it was like stuck on. It's like a super sticky thing, like a Band-Aid, only stickier. Thank God they shaved him first before they stuck that heart monitor on him. So this is a very expensive piece of equipment, by the way. So I wasn't sure how to get it off without hurting him, and my mom was kind of fooling around with it. My mom's a nurse by trade, but it was just a little nervous, So we asked the nurse if she could help us, and she said no. She said that's not our equipment. Like, they won't, and I understand it's for lawsuits, but it gets very frustrating. They won't do anything without an order. Nothing, you want a bottle of Ensure? Okay, I'll order it. Like, everything has to be ordered, right? Because they don't want to have lawsuits. I get it. But it gets very, very frustrating. You want that? Okay, first we got to order it. We got to put it in an order. Well, how long will that take? A couple hours? I don't know. It was so frustrating, and I don't know. I'm not shocked because we went through this with my wife too, but I guess I had chalked it up to the hospital, but this is a different hospital, and we're still having the same problems that we're having there. And when you got someone that's 84 and they're in pain or whatever, you'd think that they would like move the order along, right? But they don't. It doesn't really seem to matter. It's just like, it'll be here when it's here, I don't know. But yet they can change the flavor of your Ensure or your pudding from chocolate to vanilla in a flash, right? Like, you don't want chocolate? Okay, we'll put vanilla on here. And it works. They don't have to get an order, right? It's like, I don't know. It's crazy. I'm so stressed out, guys. I don't think I've been this... I'm better today. But oh my God, you should have seen me on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And I actually did pull a Shirley MacLaine from Terms of Endearment. Y'all know that scene. I pulled that in ICU. So I don't remember the day. Monday. I went down to the nurse's station and I threw a big hissy fit. And normally me, I don't like confrontations, right? But nothing was being done. And I had been told for hours that they were going to do this procedure. And when your father is in, misery and you're just like, nobody's doing anything. I just went down there and I said, this is unacceptable. This is just unacceptable. This is why you put him in ICU. This is why you moved him to this floor. And he's been here 3.5 hours and nobody's doing anything, And it wasn't like there weren't any nurses at the station. It wasn't like everybody was dealing with a code blue or whatever. There were people sitting there, and then we're just like, somebody do something. I know you can hear him. His room is right there by the station. And nobody's doing anything, and it's just because they don't have the frickin' order. And I don't know, but it worked because somebody got up off their butt and did it and started that medication. And I don't know. It's pretty sad that you have to be in the room with your family member to make sure that things get done. Now, he's had staples in his head since December 5th, and today is December 23rd. And I can't tell you how many times we have asked them to take the staples out of his head. I mean, they've been telling us they were going to take the staples out of his head since last week, and they're still there. And I wanted to put some dry shampoo in his hair today, and he wouldn't let me because he's like, the staples are still in my head. And I'm like, okay, well, we've asked, and so a neurosurgeon, is a neurosurgeon? Yeah. He has to write an order for the staples to be removed. And I said, I know that because I've asked, and that's what y'all keep telling me. A neurosurgeon has to write the orders. So where's the order that he supposedly wrote last week? Because the staples are still there. I don't know if it's to me, it would be very painful to remove staples that have been there that long, because skin should grow over it and stuff. I mean, I just don't want my dad to hurt, when they take those out. I mean, any more than he has to, you know what I mean? Like, they would have taken him out last week when they said they were going to. It probably would have hurt less, right? I don't know. But anyway, I told him again today. I said, I need these staples removed. Like I said, I was going back to that. It's really sad that you have to be in the room monitoring for that things get done, and it's just a sad situation, guys. And I don't blame the nurses. They are overworked. I don't know how much they get paid anymore, but I can see it's just a really thankless job. And I try to thank them. Even though I got onto them, I said, I really appreciate what you're doing for my dad, and I feel bad when I raise my voice, but I was like, I just need some answers. Just need to talk to a doctor. And Okay, guys, well, I'm pulling up to PetSmart, so I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, and hopefully I will see you guys soon. Hope to see you in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.